Good morning everyone. Students, in the previous class we have discussed about the stock exchange in detail. We have discussed the functions of stock exchange. We have discussed the trading procedure on a stock exchange. We have discussed about the dematerialization and depositors, and we have talked about the working of demat system, how the system works. All right, so today we are going to discuss constituents of depository system. What are the constituents of depository system? Means what is it consisting? So this depository system is consisting two main things. The first one is depository. This is an organization which is working, right, the main organization which is dealing in all these things. And second one is the depository participants, means they are the mediators through which we are dealing with the depository. Is that clear, students? We have discussed in detail about all these both the terms. Now the depository, it's telling that depository is the apex organization or unit in the depository system. This depository system where we deal in the shares and certain securities, so this is the apex authority, means dealing in that. So depository is just like a bank where depositors and investors can deposit and withdraw their shares and all, okay, their money and their security. So in a depository, an investor can deposit and withdraw his shares. Fine. So what do you understand by this? This is the apex organization which is dealing in shares and securities. Okay. So we deal with this depository in fact, but through the mediators, and these mediators are called depository participants. All right. Now what are the features, means the key points or the specialities of these depository? So it's telling that depository is an institution which holds securities such as shares and debentures, right? So this is an apex institution which is holding all these security. Second one, depository interacts with the investors through agents called depository participants. Okay, so these depository, they want that the customer should deal with these depositors, but through the intermediators. These are called the DP, depository participants. Next, it is telling these DPs can offer services only after obtaining a certificate from the SEBI. See how these depository participants works. They have to get them registered with the SEBI, means they get a certificate from the SEBI, only then they are authorized to deal with the customers. Okay. Now next it is telling that investors have to open depository account with any DP called demat account. Okay. So investors means you and me, if we want to buy the shares and debenture of any company, so we have to get open the demat account with these DPs, okay, these depository participants. So we have to get our account open with these one, okay, then we can deal. Now investors have to open depository, fine, we have done. Depository with the help of DPs control electronic transfer of securities and settlement of transactions. So depositories with the help of DP, okay, depositories means the apex organization. This deals with the help of intermediators, okay, and this issues the securities and shares. Depository can hypothecate dematerialized security against bank loan. Depository can hypothecate dematerialized securities, means if depository want, it can keep the shares and securities as a mortgage with them. Hypothecation means mortgaging of the things. Okay. Depository issues receipt of bonus share in electronic form. Well, when the bonus shares are issued, so this depository, they issue it in a electronic form, means this deals with the bonus share also. Depository offers nomination facility of demat account. Of course, when you get open your demat account, so we have to decide the nominee also. Okay, so these were the features of depository account. Now they are discussing about the depository participants, although that's the same story which I have told you. These are the intermediators, or you can say the brokers or agent. Okay, so depository participants is an agent of the depository. An investor has to interact only with DP and not with the depository for all the dealings in shares and electronic form. Is that clear, students? We the investors directly, we can't deal with the depository. We have to contact the depository through intermediators only. Fine. Well, next we will talk about the stock exchange indices. Students, we have two kind of stock exchanges. One is Sensex and another one is Nifty. Okay, so this Sensex is in short we call it BSE, and this Nifty is NSEI. Okay, so this is a Bombay Stock Exchange Index, Bombay Stock Exchange, BSE. Okay, it is calculated by taking prices of 30 stocks across key sector of BSE. Well, this is a technical line, I tell you in a simple way. So this Bombay Stock Exchange, BSE, it's telling that how it decide that market is rising, there is a boom or there is a downfall in the market, right? uh, Depression or boom is there in the market. How do they decide? The trend is rising, I mean the prices of the shares are rising, market is rising or it's falling. How do they decide? They take around 30 companies. Okay, some companies may grow, and maybe some companies are not giving good profit, so they don't take one kind of company, they take various kind of companies, and they find out the average of these one, how the companies are moving, how much profits they are declaring, what kind of conditions are there, right? So they take an average of around 30 companies, and then they decide their trend, either this is rising or falling. And in the same way, Nifty is National Stock Exchange Index. Okay, and it is calculated by taking prices of around 50 companies around they take, and they decide the trend, either it is a rising trend or the falling trend. Fine. Now some other benefits they are telling, other benefits of online stock exchange. Here we have already discussed about the demat account in the previous class, students. If you have forgotten, just listen once again, watch that class once again, the things will be recollected. Okay, and it's my suggestion before watching this class, because there is a time gap between both the classes, so you must listen the previous one also, and then you should come on this, so this will be easy for you to understand all the concepts. Okay, so online stock exchange, as we have got open the demat account. So demat account online we are conducting, we are buying and selling the shares through the demat account. Fine. So this is one of the benefits we are getting from this. This is a demutualization. You know what used to be happen earlier? These intermediators, means DP, depository participants, what they were doing, they were the brokers, of course, and they were controlling and managing the stock exchange. They were manipulating the things between the investors and between the depositories. They were manipulating the things for their own benefit, right? So ownership and management of stock exchange by brokers often led to conflict and interests between broker and their client. Okay, so they were controlling the thing, and this was the reason to give rise to the conflicts. Okay, so to solve this problem, government did demutualization of stock exchange. The step has been taken by the government, and demutualization refers to separation of ownership, as we have studied in chapter number 2 in 11th standard. Separation of ownership, like a company. Company is a form where ownership and management is different, right? Having the separate legal entity with its perpetual succession. So same thing is regarding the stock exchange. So demutualization refers to separation of ownership and control of stock exchange from the trading rights of members. Through demutualization, there is reduction of chances of brokers using stock exchange for personal gain, right? When they have done this, okay, means separation of the ownership is done, so these intermediators, they could not misutilize this stock exchange. Okay, so this was also one of the benefits. Students, now I'm sorry, we will talk something about the SEBI. SEBI means Security Exchange Board of India, right? So this has been established in 1988 to regulate the functions of the security market. As we know that SEBI is dealing in the security market, means shares, debentures, these kind of security it is dealing in. So SEBI promotes orderly and healthy development in the stock market, but initially SEBI was not able to exercise complete control over the stock market transaction. It was not so efficient that time. It was failed to control the things. Okay, and it was left as a watchdog only, that is just keeping an eye on the things what is happening here, to observe the activities, but was found ineffective to ineffective in regulating and controlling them, right? As we have discussed, so it could not control the things very much, it could not regulate the things properly. So because of its inefficiency, okay, in May 19 92. Okay, SEBI was granted legal status with the efforts of the government, as we have discussed in the previous paragraph. Government has decided to make it a separate legal entity, right? So the SEBI has taken place, or SEBI has converted into a company, right, having separate legal existence with the perpetual succession and having enjoying the separate legal status. Okay, so completely different and having its own rule regulations to run. Fine. Now they are telling the reasons for establishment of SEBI. That's the same thing which we have discussed, but let's see what it is telling. With the growth of the dealings in stock market, lot of malpractices also started in stock market, such as price rigging, unofficial premium on new issues, delay in delivery of shares, violation of rules and regulations of stock exchange, and listing requirements. When you start doing something and the number of transactions are taking place, right, and with the passes of time, some malpractices has taken place, and price rigging was the unofficial premium they were charging. Means when any IPO was there, so they were charging more than the face value. Okay, so many problems have taken place. Fine. So due to these malpractices, the customers started losing confidence in the SEBI, okay, and faith in the stock exchange. So government of India decided to set up an agency which is having the separate body, enjoying the separate legal existence with the perpetual succession, right? And that was your Security Exchange Board of India. Fine. So we can say that initially this has set up in 1988, but it was not perfect in its working, in its regulation, and in its dealing in and having a lack of control. I mean, due to these drawbacks, Government of India has made it a separate body, right? So this is today's SEBI, and it is working efficiently. Now, purpose and role of SEBI, we are talking about today's. So what are the purpose or role, you can say, what it is doing? So it's working from different point of view. If we talk from the issuers point of view, for issuers, it provide a market in which they can raise finance fairly and easily. Issuers are the company which want to finance, so they get a market. Issuer means company wants to issue the share, so this SEBI is providing a market, right? This is a market where they can sell their share, they can issue the share. And if we talk from investors point of view, investors are you and me. We want to invest, we want to buy the shares and debentures of any company. Fine. So for investors, it provides protection and supply of accurate and correct information. Well, I would like to invest my share which in a company which provides me good dividend, and there is a safety and security of my fund, and the price of a share also increases. So all this information I get from SEBI. From intermediators point of view, intermediators means your depository participants, right, brokers. For intermediators, it provide a competitive professional market. There is a professional market, means so many DPs are there, so many brokers are there. So when there is a competition, so we choose the best one and we get the best one, right? So these were the purpose and role of the SEBI from the different point of view and angles. Now, objectives of SEBI. What were the objectives? Well, the overall objective of SEBI are to protect the interest of the investors and to promote the development of stock exchange. Everyone wants that this organization which has been established by the government, so this must improve, okay, this must grow, and the safety and protection of the interest of the investors, means your and my money should be protected with them. Okay, so these were the objectives. First one, to regulate the activities of stock exchange. Of course, they have to deal with that. All the activities must be performed properly. To protect the rights of the investors and ensuring safety to their investment, that is what we have discussed. To prevent fraudulent and malpractices by having balance between self-regulation of business and its statutory regulations, means prevent fraudulent and malpractices. Wherever there is some problem, so that must be deducted. I mean, that should not be there at all. Next one, to regulate and develop a code of conduct for intermediators such as broker underwriters. Well, as we have discussed in this previous point here, means these people should not do anything wrong. No malpractices should be followed by these brokers. Okay, so code of conduct they have created, and all these underwriters, brokers, means DPs, they have to follow all these code of conduct. Fine. Finally, we will discuss about the functions of SEBI. In fact, what this Security Exchange Board of India is doing. Well, three main functions they have given. First one is protective function, means it is protecting your and my interest, taking care of the shares of the investment which is done by the investors. Second one is developmental functions, means taking the development part, means this institution must grow, development hona chahiye. Third one is regulatory function, means how is it regulating, how the work of the SEBI is going to be regulated. It must be regulated properly. Okay, so let's see a little bit more description. First we are talking about the protective function, and here it is talking about check a price rigging. Price rigging refers to manipulating the prices of securities with the main objective of inflating or depressing the market price of securities. SEBI prohibits such practices because this can defraud and cheat the investors. Students, that is demand and supply of the thing, right? Inflation and depression in the market. So sometimes the people, they create artificial inflation and deflation. So this SEBI controls these kind of practices. Okay, so this is a check a price rigging. The prices should not increase and decrease like that. There should be reality, right? So this work is done by the Security Exchange Board of India, right? So this is one of the protective function. Next, it is talking about, it prohibits insider trading. Insider trading means the activity which is going on inside the business. The people who are working inside the company, they have all the secrets of the company, right? And because of those secrets, sometimes they just mint the profits. Okay, they earn extraordinary profits, and they deal in the shares for their personal benefit. One example we can take, like if one the person who is working in the company, insider means inside the company he's working, and he came to know that company is going to issue the bonus share. Students, bonus share, I hope you know that, but let me tell you, bonus shares are those one which are issued by the company to its existing shareholder, right? If you have 10 share, so the shareholders who have 5 shares will get 2 share, right? So if you have 10 share, you will get a 4. So in any of the ratio, company can decide, right? The main thing is these are issued to the existing shareholder free of cost. Nothing has been charged. It is a kind of bonus. All right. So when they came to know about this, that the company is going to do this, so they have purchased the shares from the open market. SEBI से market से उन्होंने shares खरीद लिए. So that way they got more bonus share. So this is what, this is insider trading. Insider trading. Okay. So this practice must be stopped. So I'm reading 2-3 lines for you. Insider is any person connected with the company, such as directors, promoters, etc. These insiders have sensitive information which affects the prices of the security. So this information is not available to people at large, but the insiders get this privileged information by working inside the company, and if they use this information to make profit, then it is known as insider trading, right, students? So the person who is working inside the company, sometimes they misutilize this information, and if they are dealing through this information, so that kind of trading, if they are trading in the shares and debenture, so that is called insider trading. All right. Next, it is telling SEBI prohibits fraudulent and unfair trade practices. Well, we have already discussed. SEBI doesn't allow the companies to make misleading statements which are likely to induce the sale or purchase of securities by any other person. We know that sometimes company gives the fraudulent statements, the false statement it is I'm sorry a false statements it is presenting and trying to sell its share. So SEBI is keeping an eye on all that. It's controlling these kind of activity. SEBI undertakes steps to educate investors so that they are able to evaluate the securities of various companies and select the most profitable security. It's just educating their investors, means giving the knowledge, sharing the knowledge with the investors. So giving them proper guidance how to deal with all that so they can save themselves. SEBI promotes fair practices and code of conduct in security market by taking following steps it is taking, and following this fair practices it is promoting. SEBI has issued guidelines to protect the interest of debenture holder, wherein companies can't change terms in midterm, right? So the SEBI is issuing the guidelines for the debenture holder also, empowering to investigate cases of insider trading, and has provisions for stiff fine and imprisonment. If somebody, like after after indications and all that, if one has done the insider trading, so this SEBI has this power to find out this thing, to investigate the case and impose a fine, penalties and all that. Okay, even imprisonment can be there. SEBI has stopped the practice of making preferential allotment of shares, and this is unrelated to the market prices. So it has stopped the practice of making preferential allotments of the share. Sometimes this also creates problem for the real investors. Well, second we have talk about the developmental function. Here it is working for the development of this SEBI to promote. These functions are performed by SEBI to promote and develop activities in stock exchange and increase the business in stock exchange. That is the purpose of this, means development function means developing of its own. So SEBI promotes training of intermediators of the security market. Well, the DPs, depository participants, mediators, it is giving them training so they can deal with the better dealing they can do with the customers and depositories. Now SEBI tries to promote activities of stock exchange by adopting flexible and adaptable approach in the following way. It's telling the approach should be flexible always, wherever the requirement is there, the flexibility should be there, must be changeable. Adoptable approach, the approach should be very viable, that should be like that one can adopt it. So how this works, SEBI has permitted internal trading through registered stock brokers, means the brokers who are going to deal with the customers and depository, they must be registered with the stock exchange. SEBI has made underwriting optional to reduce the cost of issue. Okay, underwriting option they have given, so the cost of issue can be reduced. Even initial public offer of the primary market is permitted through stock exchange. Well, they are talking about the IPO, initial public offer, so that can also be done through the demat account, right? Through the stock exchange they can do, online they can do, fine. And last we have regulatory function. Regulatory means how is it dealing the things, how is it regulating its SEBI. So SEBI has framed rules and regulations and and a code of conduct to regulate the intermediaries such as merchant bankers, brokers and underwriting, etc. So it's telling it has decided its own rule regulations. How is it working? The working pattern has been decided by the SEBI, and they have registered the brokers, underwriters and all that who are the intermediators. Okay. Next it is telling these intermediators have been brought under the regulatory purview, and this is private placement has been made more restrictive. So intermediators have been brought under the regulatory purview. Regulatory purview means they have to follow all the rule regulations which has been decided by the government and by the this SEBI. Okay. Next, SEBI registers and regulates the working of stock brokers, sub brokers, share transfer agent, trustee, merchant bankers and all those who are associated with stock exchange in any manner. Registers and regulates, of course, every the people who are connected with the SEBI, somehow they are dealing with the SEBI, they are the mediator. So for everyone the rule regulations has been decided how do they work, so efficiency increases and that becomes very easy to regulate the system. So SEBI registers and regulates the working of the mutual fund. Of course it is dealing with the mutual fund also, so how to deal with the mutual fund, that thing has also decided. SEBI regulates takeover of the companies, how to take over certain companies, that is also decided. SEBI conducts inquiries and audit of the stock exchange. Well, you know, students, the companies, of course, this is also a company we have discussed. It is having separate legal existence with perpetual succession. It's a company, and all these companies, they get its accounts audited. Fine. So they have decided this also. SEBI conducts inquiries and audit of stock exchange, right? So these are the things. How do they regulate the function, how this works? Regulatory function means how the stock exchange, सिक्योरिटी एक्सचेंज बोर्ड ऑफ इंडिया रेगुलेट्स इट्स फंक्शन, अपने काम को किस तरह से करती है, किस सिस्टम के अकॉर्डिंग करती है, राइट स्टूडेंट्स? सो दिस इज द वे हाउ दे आर डीलिंग एंड डूइंग देयर वर्क. So finally we have completed this chapter. I hope you have understood. But students, it's not as easy as you are thinking. You have to give a little time, understand the things first, listen carefully, then go through it once or twice, then you will understand. Make your own notes, right? And you should use this these keywords will be quite helpful for learning, right? So prepare well for your examination. Thank you.